we're back. Grammaire. Next, we have, now finally, we're learning the passé composé. It's the past tense. The past tense describes events that occurred and finished in the past. I don't want to confuse you too much, but there are actually many different forms of past and present and future. There's a bunch of them for each of those three. If you think about it in English, it's the same kind of thing. We could say in the present tense, I do, or I am doing, and it kind of means slightly different things. Don't get too confused, but just so you know, we're learning kind of the simplest past tense form, something that occurred and finished in the past. It's not still occurring now. My video is small. Okay, can you hear me? Can you see me? All right, cool. Okay. So on the recording, you'll have heard everything I said, but you didn't hear it, so I'll repeat it again. All right. Le passé composé is a past tense that describes events that occurred and finished in the past. Now, I don't want to confuse you too much, but the idea here is that there are actually many different forms of past, many different forms of present, many different forms of future, and we're just kind of learning the simplest ones in French 1. So just so you know, le passé composé is the simplest. It's something that occurred and finished in the past. It's still not happening. Anyways, le passé composé. Our formula for it is quite simple. We use the present form of avoir and then the past participle. Okay? So as you see here, you see, never mind, that's too confusing. Okay, present form of avoir and then a past participle. What's a past participle, you ask? Let me tell you. Le participe passé, the past participle, for all ER verbs, the formula is remove the ER and add the accent E, which you saw in the dialogue, so this shouldn't be like super big surprise. So for if we're going to look at the verb visiter, to visit somewhere, the passé composé is j'ai visité. So I have, you see the avoir here. I'll underline it actually. I have the avoir here conjugated in the present tense. Okay? And then my past visiter takes the past participle form, which looks the exact same for each and every one of them. Visiter, 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 visiter. So essentially, they stay all the exact same. The thing that changes is the conjugation of avoir. And the combination of the avoir in present tense and the past participle tells us that it's past tense. J'ai visité, I visited. Tu as visité, you visited. Il, elle, on a visité, he, she, one visited. Nous avons visité, we visited. Vous avez visité, you visited. Ils, elles ont visité, they visited. Any questions? Not too complicated, right? Yes. But we're not going to get into that today. All right, we're on page 322. Achat. Okay. Samedi dernier, last Saturday, les personnes suivantes ont fait des achats. Dis ce que chaque personne a acheté. Tell us what each person bought. So for the example, I have a picture of a CD. So I'd say Philippe a acheté, excuse me. No, actually it says a acheté un CD. Okay? I'm just saying what he bought. So we're using the verb acheter in the past tense essentially. Okay? So you have to have your textbooks open to look at the pictures to see what it is these people bought. Sarah numéro 1, Elaine numéro 2, Rachel numéro 3, Hannah numéro 4, Rebecca numéro 5. I know we learned this before, but I forgot why there is an a before. As in right here, like a acheté. Is that what you're talking about? A acheté? Oh, that's the conjugation of avoir. So if I could, my formula for passé composé, oops, it keeps autocorrecting, whatever, is avoir in the present conjugated in present tense plus the past participle. So the a here is just simply avoir conjugated for il. Oh, that's fine. I know you're thinking of a lot of things. There's a lot going on. I get it. Pauline a acheté un pantalon. Très bien. Moi, j'ai acheté un montre. I think it's une montre. Féminin. Watches are feminine. Une montre. Tu as acheté une guitare de rock. Vous avez acheté des polos. Looking good, you guys. Looking good. Nous avons acheté un portable. Looking good. Good. All right. Any questions on these? Lower your hands. Re-raise them. Okay. We're going to do an exercise all together. Page 323. Un jeu. This is the same thing that we've done before, where there's 3 columns and you can pick any combination of the 3 columns. Décrivez ce que certaines personnes ont fait samedi dernier. Describe what certain people are doing Saturday night, last Saturday. Pour cela, fais des whatever. To do that, pick from column A, B, and C. Okay, so go ahead and I think you have permissions. Yeah, go ahead. Excuse me. I'm gonna pick. Let's see. New. How about we worked in the garden? Nous avons travaillé dans le jardin. Is that the way the option went? Yeah, dans le jardin. So you could pretty much pick any combination of the following 3 columns. And we're putting into practice here le passé composé. Mes copains achetaient des vêtements. Good, except you forgot the first part of you forgot your avoir here. Where all these sentences have to be in the past tense. So yeah, the expression for the past tense is avoir and then acheter, but you have to conjugate the avoir. So mes copains and then avoir conjugated and then acheter with an accent on the end to do the past participle. Nous avons assisté à la concert de jazz. Good, except you picked the wrong conjugation. Marc avait visité. No, avait is for vous. Marc is il. I'm so glad we're doing this exercise. Woohoo. There we go. You fixed it. Over here you did. Good. Nous avons assisté à la concert de jazz. Very good. Except concert is le concert. But besides that, you did perfect. Still not quite right. That's the conjugation of avoir for nous. Mes copains is il, plural il. I'm going to move you up here, so out of the way. Okay. Nous avons travaillé dans la cuisine. Good. Guys, don't forget don't forget your accents. If you can't type them, you can always use the drawing tool, but that's really important for the past participle. That kind of makes all the difference. So make sure you have the accent on your past participle. Hélène et Juliette. Not quite. Can I have Alyssa? Alyssa, in the box up here, can you help us out? I think we need a refresher. Can you conjugate avoir for us in this box? Hannah asked, what does assister mean? When we assister à, that means we are attending like a concert or a sports game. Les voisins ont travaillé dans le jardin. Perfect. Marc, you are missing your past participle here, or your avoir, rather. Marc, it should be à visiter. Close, not the correct conjugation here either. Not the correct conjugation here. Oh, good, you fixed it here. Good. Guys, I'm so glad we're doing this right now. Because it's like sometimes you don't realize what you don't quite get until you have to like put it to practice. Good. Marc a travaillé probably au musée. Eric et Stéphanie ont travaillé dans le jardin. Mes copains assistaient à le concert de jazz. Good, except you forgot the avoir. The first part of the past tense has to be avoir. And then your assister needs to have an accent on the E. This is good, you guys. This is good. Okay, so pay close attention. If there's a line underneath the sentence you've written in, that means something is missing or needs to be fixed. J'ai, tu as, il, elle, a. Good. Not vont. Close. Why is it not letting me write in here? Hello. Okay. I'm sorry, I'll have to do it again. We were very close. J'ai, tu as, il, elle, a. Nous avons. Just one. Okay. Vous avez, and then il, elle, ont. Thank you. Okay? So this one, mes copains, this one should be mes copains ont acheté with an accent on the E, des vêtements. Okay? This one needs to have an accent. This one needs to have an accent. This one should be mes copains ont visité. This one's missing your avoir. Mes copains ont assisté à le concert. Okay? Okay, let's move on. We're not going to do that. Let's. Do we have time? Yeah, let's do this. Okay, so we're going to come on the audio again, and I want you to translate the following verbs in the passé composé. Once more. I think we need a little refresher. Okay, so we have le passé composé, the past tense. Le passé. Oops. Autocorrect. Le passé composé is made up of two parts. One, avoir, and it is conjugated in the present tense, which I will write for you over here is j'ai, tu as, il, elle, on a, nous avons, vous avez, oops, not X, il, elles ont. Okay? And then the part 2 is the past participle, okay? Which is you remove the ER and then add accent aigu. Okay? Okay, let's try this. Isabel, can you please read for us number 1? Translate number 1 on the audio. Are you there, Isabel? Are you there, Isabel? Okay, we'll come back to you. Katie, can you do number 1? Mm-hmm. So your verb is voyager, right? Perfect. Yep, just like that. Très bien. Danielle, I swam. Perfect. Rachel, perfect. Rebecca, perfect. Elaine, number 5. Yes, Isabel. Hold on one second. Yes, j'ai étudié. Very good. Okay, Isabel, you want to do number 6? Or is that Elaine speaking? Wait, who just did number 5? I'm getting confused. Danielle, you already went, so I'm going to lower your hand. Rebecca, you already went. Okay, Elaine, you just went. Good job. Okay. Hannah, why don't you do number 6? Perfect. J'ai joué au foot. Good. Sarah, next. Perfect. Sounded excellent. J'ai dîné au restaurant. Très bien. Number 8. Alyssa, make sure you guys lower your hands after you go so I can keep track. Perfect. J'ai écouté à... It always wants to autocorrect the A. À la radio. Perfect. Rachel, I watched the TV. You guys' accents sound great, by the way. Perfect. And then last but not least, Annie, are you up? I'm so confused with the order. Or is it Katie? Yes, go for it. Very good. Je travaillais au McDonald's. Très bien, tout le monde. Round of applause. You guys sounded great, and you really kind of, I know it's nerve-wracking to come on the audio, but you really rose to the occasion. Well done. All right. Très bien. We're going to do an oral exercise, and then we will move on to other things. All right, so this one, I'm going to say a sentence, and I want you to tell me whether it is happening today, aujourd'hui, as in is it in the present tense, or did it happen past the last weekend, past tense. Okay, any questions? Numéro 1. Numéro 1. J'ai nagé à la plage. J'ai nagé à la plage. So you could say either A or B. That's probably easiest. A for present or today. B for not ce weekend. Le weekend. Le weekend dernier. Okay. I said j'ai nagé à la plage. That is in the past tense. I swam at the beach. Next. Numéro 2. Je danse dans ma chambre. Je danse dans ma chambre. Good job, you guys. Je danse dans ma chambre. I dance in my room. That is happening today. Numéro 3. Nous mangions le dîner. Nous mangions le dîner. Nous mangions le dîner. I'm eating dinner. It is happening today. Numéro 4. Ils étudient pour l'examen. Ils étudient pour l'examen. Ils étudient pour l'examen. It is present tense. You know what I should do is this. Okay. J'ai nagé à la plage. That took place in the past tense. Je danse dans ma chambre. Happening right now. Nous mangions le dîner. Happening right now. Ils étudient pour l'examen. Happening right now. Anyone else lagging with me? Okay. Numéro 5. Elles ont téléphoné leurs amis. Elles ont téléphoné leurs amis. Elles ont téléphoné leurs amis. Very good. Oops, let me do this. Okay. Past tense. Elles ont téléphoné leurs amis. Happening in the past tense. Numéro 6. J'ai acheté une cravate. J'ai acheté une cravate. J'ai acheté une cravate. Very good. Happening in the past tense. I bought a tie. Numéro 7. Nous avons mangé toute de la glace. Nous avons mangé toute de la glace. Nous avons mangé toute de la glace. So I did it again. We ate all of the ice cream. Jerks. Numéro 8. Il écoute le CD. Il écoute le CD. Very good. Il écoute le CD. He listens to the CD. Numéro 9. Il a écouté la radio. Il a écouté la radio. Il a écouté la radio. Past tense. He listened to the radio. And then finally, numéro 10. Nous avons visité la campagne. Nous avons visité la campagne. It is also past tense. Nous avons visité la campagne. Good. All right, let's move on. Okay. Next grammar thing. Any questions before I move on from passé composé? I visited the countryside, yes. Okay, let's move on. Some more grammar. The negative form is quite easy. The passé composé in the negative sandwich goes around the first verb avoir, which shouldn't really come as a surprise because that tends to be the trend in French. If there's two verbs, the negative sandwich always goes around the first verb. That's kind of always what happens generally, with a few little exceptions here and there. So if we're looking at the past tense of travailler, and I want my negative, so you see here, I have my passé composé is a, and then travailler. And as you see, the negative sandwich goes around the first verb, the avoir. Same here, tu n'as pas travaillé. À travailler, the negative sandwich goes around the first verb. À travailler, the negative sandwich goes around the first verb. Any questions on this? Avons travaillé, negative sandwich goes around the first verb. Worked. Oh, I wrote traveled. Okay, evidently I was tired when I wrote this. That's funny. Yes, it's supposed to be worked. Good schooling the French teacher. We'll come back to this if we have time. Okay? So any questions on the passé composé? In the negative, we simply put the negative sandwich around the first verb, the avoir. Okay, let's move on. For questions, le passé composé in question form, there's a long form and a short form. The long form is the question words before avoir and then the participe. Est-ce que tu as voyagé? Have you traveled? Est-ce que Alice a voyagé? Okay, so you just add the question words to the sentence, basically. You traveled, Alice traveled. Did you traveled? Had that kind of thing. Did Alice traveled? Kind of. The short form is where avoir gets inverted and then this with the subject, and then we have the past participle. Okay? So the long form is est-ce que tu as voyagé? Est-ce que before like the sentence form, or you can just invert the subject and the verb. We've done this before. Oopsies. Let me fix the arrow. It's a little off. You can invert the subject and just the avoir and take away the question words. And then the past participle just kind of hangs out at the end. As-tu voyagé? Est-ce que Alice a voyagé? We can take out the question words, switch the subject, and then just the first verb, the avoir. And then the past participle can just hang out at the end. Avez-vous? And then voyager. Which one is used most? That's hard to say. They're both used a lot, and they're both equally grammatically correct. Probably in just kind of everyday talk, the inverted form is probably used more. But I've heard it, and the French are pretty polite too, so I don't know. Same. Tu as voyagé, Paul a voyagé, avec qui est-ce que tu as voyagé? I feel like this rule makes it difficult to tell the difference between imperatives and questions in speaking. Imperatives, you drop the subject altogether. So there'd be no tu here, there'd be no vous. The inverted form of the question, that the subject is still very much there. And actually, you can't really give a command in the past tense. It has to be in the present tense. And the imperative. What about that verse in Philippians we learned? Okay, you go get it. These are good questions. Avez en vous. That's still present tense. Have in you. Did I say worked again? Or what? What are you talking about, Rachel? Okay, we're running out of time. Any questions? Let's practice this one. So we're on page 327. Conversation. Demandez à vos camarades ce qu'ils ont fait hier. So you want to ask them what they did yesterday. Okay? So Elaine, numéro 1, Hannah, numéro 2, Sarah, numéro 3, Danielle, numéro 4, Alyssa, numéro 5. I'll do the example in the top corner if you need it. Okay, so the à quelle heure and then dîner is my prompt. À quelle heure and then dîner. So I can form my question two ways. I can either say à quelle heure. That's a lot of space. Oopsies. Okay, à quelle heure est-ce que tu dînes? Okay, or I could say, as you remember, we can keep the information word here, but we take out the question words. So à quelle heure, and then I take out est-ce que, and I invert the subject and the verb. What am I doing? Est-ce que tu as dîné? Okay, so it'd be à quelle heure as-tu dîné? Either of those forms are totally grammatically correct. This is kind of recalling something we did a while ago. I want to say 3/4 of the way through semester 1. Okay, let's look at these. Numéro 1. Avec qui est-ce que tu as dîné? Good. Looking good. Oopsies. Okay, numéro 2. À qui as-tu téléphoné? Perfect. Quel programme est-ce que tu as, and then your regarder needs to be in the past participle, right? Because these are all in the past tense. Good. Yeah, with the accent on the E, yeah, you had it perfect. Number 5, qui, oh my background is like so dark here. Qui j'ai rencontré? Qui tu as rencontré? Okay, you're close. Okay, so number 5, you're close. Let's take away this one. That one, it's not quite. We're asking someone else, so the subject is tu. So for number 5, you can either say qui and then like use your information word qui. Mine up here is à quelle heure, and then you could say est-ce que tu as rencontré? Est-ce que tu as rencontré? Or you could take out the est-ce que altogether and switch the tu and the avoir, so it becomes qui. Oh, Isabel, you're having such troubles right now. I'm so sorry. Not quite. Who's number 4, by the way? Do you need help? Okay, so number 5, you kind of have 2 options. You can either say qui and then est-ce que tu as rencontré après les classes? Or you could say qui as-tu rencontré après les classes? Does that make sense? I couldn't think of a way to guide you through it. So you were close. I know this is kind of difficult because um we're kind of pulling back that question stuff from like semester 1. So your 2 options is to say either who are you going to meet after the class, or who meet you, or I guess there's no direct translation. Quel programme as-tu récolté? Close. Sure, we don't have to do the here. Okay, obviously I'm doing a confusing job of this. Quel programme as-tu écouté à la radio? That's perfect. Good. Good, number 5. Okay, we're running short on time, so what I want you to do is when you do your homework this week, go over the textbook again, go over this lesson again and the PowerPoint slides, and if it's still kind of confusing, then go ahead and email me, and I'd love to like set up a meeting with you, or we could just email questions or whatever. Okay, so please let me know if you still don't get it. Okay. Last little thing, vocabulaire. We have some expressions to help us have conversations, how to indicate the order in which actions take place. Now that we can express something happening in the past, because we know the passé composé, or happening in the present or even the near future, we can include these kind of words when we have conversations. D'abord means first, après means after, afterwards, ensuite means then or after that, enfin, at last, and then finalement, finally. These are very commonly used expressions or words in conversations. Think about how many times you say and then after, or and then, or at last, or finally we did these things. Like so these expressions are super commonly used, and it's kind of cool you can use them now that we know the different verb tenses. Okay. Yeah. Okay. We are out of time. If you have any questions, please email me. I want to help you. That's what I'm here for. Especially now that I'm not as involved in your weekly work. I hope that you understand now the passé composé, which has the 2 parts, avoir, conjugated in the present tense, and the past participle. And then when we do the passé composé in the negative sandwich goes around just the avoir. And then when we do questions, there's the 2 forms. There's the long form and the short form. And we can, that functions just the same as questions did when we learned about it last semester. And then we kind of learned a little thing about expressions with avoir. So if there are no more questions, you can ask questions, but you're free to go. Have a great week. I hope you did well on your test. And don't come to class next week. It's Easter break. And then we'll pick up where we left off the week after, have 3 more weeks, and then we'll take the Unit 7 test. And then we will be done with French 1. Woohoo! Have a great week. Au revoir.